Manchester United beat Burnley 3-2 at home for their first win in the Premier League, finally. I'll be honest with you, if I was told to coach a team and they showed me my two goalkeeping options and they were Bayinde and Onana, I would refuse to take the job for whoever was offering it to me. Genuinely, whoever was offering me the job, I would reject that job if I knew that those two are my two goalkeeping candidates. On reflection in that game, which ended with a Bruno Fernandes penalty winner, Man United started off with an own goal, which has been a theme in the Fulham game as well. In a court cross that came in from a free kick, or it might have been a corner or a free kick from Bruno Fernandes. I think it was a free kick. Casemiro hits the bar, comes off Colin and goes into Burnley's own net. Man United went 1-0 up. The equalizer came from Lau Foster, which is a lovely little floated run into the box. But the story of that first half was all about Manchester United creating huge amounts of chances. 3, 4 or 5 good chances that should have been on another day should have gone in and not capitalizing on that. Now, if you ask me in which the format in which these chances were created, it is still not where it's necessary to be. There is still not a clear idea from back to front on how Man United should play. It's like there is a way to beat the first line of press, but as soon as that is done, I'd go long almost immediately. And that is just the reality of the way that we play. And I don't know when that will change, if that will change, how that will change, but it's got to change at some point. There has to be a clear idea of central progression especially. It seems as though there are clear instructions of centre-halves, the wide centre-halves especially, don't take the risk in passing centrally. Don't take the risk in passing to Casemiro and Bruno. Go around or go above. That is clearly what it's been. But having said that, chances were created. Most certainly, it can't be denied that there were chances created throughout that first half. Ahmad's chance comes to mind. Mbeumo, a couple of chances fell to him. So the Mason Mount had a huge penalty shot in the first half as well. We moved to that second half. That second half had that goal from Lau Foster where he ghosted in, created a chance on the right-hand side. This was Burnley's really, I'll have a look at the stats here. But Burnley had 3 shots on target in the game. And this was their clearest one, if I'm being honest. This was their clearest one. The Foster ghosted into a central area when De Ligt and Luke Shaw had not communicated between swapping roles. Went into that space in between Shaw and Euro and finished off really nicely. So that was their equalizer. Within 4 passes, I can't count how many seconds, but Mbeumo to Bayinde, long ball to Xerxes to Dalot to Mbeumo. United went 2-1 up almost immediately. Man United went 2-1 up. Then came the moment that Altay Bayinde decided to take over the show. Altay Bayinde wanted to be the main man. He said, this game hasn't had my imprint on it yet. I promise you this guy is not a goalkeeper. He is a ballerina. He is a gymnast. He is not a goalkeeper. A goalkeeper is meant to catch the ball. That is the purpose of a goalkeeper. And he did not do that in the case of when Jadon Anthony got the ball and found the back of the net. It's genuinely pathetic. And this goalkeeping department is ridiculous. Overall, if we look at the game, Man United deserved to win that game, but wouldn't have felt too hard done by if it was 2-2. It ended late on with a lovely interchange between Ahmad and Bruno in which Ahmad's shirt was being pulled by Jadon Anthony, and that eventually cost Burnley all 3 points. That's just the reality of the situation. Burnley were cost all 3 points. If we look at some of the performers for Manchester United, it was a meh all round, if I'm being honest. Meh all round. Cunha being injured was huge in that first half as well. Cunha, who's probably been United's most bright player this season, him going off injured with what seemed to be a hamstring injury was obviously very unfortunate. He was then replaced with Joshua Zirkzee, who I thought was unbelievable today. I thought Joshua Zirkzee's link-up play was unbelievable. And he almost does this every time that he plays for Manchester United. He is able to be a link player that connects football, that generates football. I talk about this term all the time, generates football. What does it mean? It means those players who can do the 1-2s, the combinations that are confident in possession, will take the ball in uncomfortable areas and make things happen. And I thought Xerxes did that when he came on. I thought Mason Mount was brilliant, and I think it was hard done by to come off at halftime. I thought he had a fantastic first half. Ahmad had a decent game as well. Mbeumo, the first actual goal scorer for Manchester United. Him and Bruno Fernandes are the first 2 actual goal scorers for Manchester United who wear the Man United shirt. Because obviously in the Fulham game, United had an own goal, and in the beginning of this Burnley game, there was another United own goal. So they are positive to take from the fact that these guys have finally put the ball in the back of the net and potentially could build up that habit as we move on. But as we continue throughout the season, this goalkeeping situation is untenable, and this midfield situation is untenable. Just the reality of the situation. I'm sure it's entertaining for the neutral for sure. Mazraoui came on with 5 minutes left to play. It was nice to see Mazraoui on. Kobe came on at halftime. I thought Kobe did all right through the game. Esco came on with about 20 minutes left to play. Didn't have much of an impact on the game, but I can't be too harsh on him in this situation in this time. But I do think that he has to back up his ideas though quite quickly. Don't want to be too harsh on him, but we need to see some impact quite soon from Benjamin Sesko. Other than that, United made a meal out of Burnley. We haven't lost to Burnley in our last 7 meetings, but we also haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 matches. So it just goes to tell you the issues that Man United have been facing from the perspective of Amorim. Brother, these games can't be as stressful to you as they have been so far. Something has to give. In the perspective of Ruben Amorim, something has to give. There has to be a clear way of playing. There has to be a way of making these games more routine. This was a struggle. We can't deny Manchester United struggled past Burnley. That's the headline here. United struggled past Burnley. Because that's the reality of what happened here. This wasn't an easy game, and Burnley could have come away with a 2-2 and felt satisfied. And you couldn't really argue much against them. You'd say United ruined their chances that they missed for sure. But Burnley, they gave it their all. They bided their time. They knew they weren't going to have the lion's share of possession. And it wasn't good enough. Let me fix the score. Sorry, guys. It's been 2-2 in this whole video because that penalty goal came quite late on in the game. But all in all, for Manchester United, it was a struggle past Burnley. That's what this was. But they did the job. They got their 3 points. Let's have a look at the table where Manchester United are in the table now. United move up to 9th place with a very dotty record. No team has won all 3 first games in the league this season. United have got Manchester City next. Manchester City next is Manchester United's next destination. But we'll have to see how that goes next game week. I'm not too confident about that right now, but what we do know is that this team and this coach do know how to have a game plan in big games. So hopefully we approach that game correctly. And we need to find out the extent of Cunha's injury because that is a big miss. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell to know next time I upload. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.